Joining us on Zoom for a conversation is Awula Serwah. She is the Executive Director of Eco-Conscious Citizens. Good afternoon, Awula. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners, and thank you very much for having
Awula,
me.
I believe today is a day that you hold very dearly in your heart.
Absolutely, every day is important, and today is World Environment Day. So it would have been great if today being World Environment Day, we had received the good news that LI 2462 had been put before Parliament for a revocation. What is currently before Parliament is an amendment which does not help us at all. So it's a little disappointing, but we are pleased about the Tree for Life initiative, and that is a step in the right direction.
Well, Awula, today we're looking at beating plastic pollution and restoring Ghana's lands. Most of the pollution we see in this country is all about plastics. Our gutters are filled with plastics, our refuse dumps are filled with plastics, and we realize how difficult it is to break down plastics to the point where people are burning them, and we see how the fumes are not good for us. As eco-conscious citizens, as environmentalists, what would you say about our plastic use in the country?
Well, we are part of the campaign to ban single-use plastics. A lot of what you see in the gutters are single-use plastic. So we have a receptacle where you can, both at Adenta in the both at Maijo in Adenta and also at La, and people can bring their discarded plastics. But we're part of the campaign saying we need to ban single-use plastics. I mean, a few years ago, when you were going to the market, you took your basket or you took something recyclable. This whole idea about having plastics for every single item you buy is just irresponsible. And government needs to ban single-use plastics. And then we can encourage, there are people who make baskets out of plantain waste and all sorts of things. We can encourage that, but for the meantime, we should ban single-use plastic. Much of East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Rwanda, they have banned single-use plastic. In the UK, for instance, they haven't banned it. But what they've done is that when you go to the major supermarkets, you pay for plastic bags. And therefore, you find out that the demand has really, really fallen. And of course, what they will do is dump it to African countries. But we need to be strong and say we don't need single-use plastics. We don't need plastic bags. And all the shops should be selling, the biodegradable bags. You can have your own logo on it, so that if you've forgotten your basket or whatever, you can go for those, so that there's no reason to use plastic bags.
Okay. Well, looking at the fact that it's quite difficult for people to renew their mind, to change what they have known for long, what more can we be looking at from the angle of civil society organizations and also government to ensure that the people, the Ghanaian, has become quite susceptible to other forms of careers than single-use plastics?
It's a question of being sensible and passing the law. How did they manage in East Africa? They are Africans just like us. Single-use plastics were banned and they are managing. Life hasn't come to an end. So you need to put a ban on single-use plastics. And as I've said, citizens should be encouraged to be responsible. Eco-conscious citizens, for instance, we have, recyclable bags that one can purchase. And then also we can call on every single supermarket to sell this biodegradable bags so that people don't need to use plastic bags. And it's partly education. And if you go shopping and there are no plastic bags, nobody will tell you that you need to buy from the shop the biodegradable one, or next time bring your basket. It's as simple as that. So if you put that in place, I really don't see what the problem is. We have to remember that there was life before single-use plastics, and life will continue after the ban of single-use plastics. But if I might add to the conversation, about the state of the environment with the, plastics causing havoc, we also need to look at preserving the forests we have. We have been advocating for a revocation of EI 144, which declassifies parts of Achimota Forest. We want to be planting trees, which is a fantastic idea. But why don't we actually keep those that we already have, the exact existing trees? So why on earth would we want to, maintain EI 144 which is declassifying Achimota Forest Reserve, the lungs of Accra, the last remaining forest reserve in Accra. We are also demanding the revocation of LI 2462. We promised that when Parliament resumed, that would be done. Parliament has resumed. Some taxes have been passed, so we can see the government's priorities. But LI 2462, as far as we are aware, has not been put before Parliament for a revocation. What is currently before Parliament is an amendment, which doesn't help us at all. And I have to commend the government for beginning work on our Ramsar sites. We all know about our wetlands. Our environment depends on our wetlands. And, that's where migratory birds go. It maintains the ecosystem, it tops flat, and it also purifies the water. Unfortunately, irresponsible people have built on our Ramsar sites. And as usual, we have not done anything about it. But we are grateful that we've seen an ongoing exercise, which we the one-day wonder, but will continue until all our Ramsar sites, all our wetlands are free of buildings. And those who have electricity, one has to find out how they could have got electricity supply, because you're not supposed to build on wetlands. So we need to follow all the what is going on and hold those who are breaking the law accountable, including the service provider. So we are hoping that as it's World Environment Day, we'll be focusing on our environment, on our forests, on our water bodies, on our Ramsar sites, and ensuring that they are free from illegal structures. So these are the things that we are looking for. And we are also appealing to the government to accede to the demand of civil society, Catholic Bishops' Conference, and recently the Academy of Arts and Sciences also have added their voice to not only repeal LI 2462, but to also declare a targeted state of an emergency. Because as we know, we face an existential threat. We're on the verge of a catastrophe. Our water bodies are being poisoned. And if your water bodies are being poisoned and the landscape is being poisoned, apart from the food that you are eating being poisoned, the water that you drink is being poisoned. And Ghana water does not remove toxins from the water. So we should all be very, very careful. So we actually call on government to, as soon as possible, declare a state of emergency before we reach the point of no return. As we speak, the Akombra River has been diverted. Other rivers have been diverted, and nothing is being done to restore the situation.
Awula, we're most grateful for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Awula Serwah is the Executive Director of Eco-Conscious Citizens.